Let me paint a scene. You just had a disagreement with your spouse. You're frustrated, you're disappointed, so you do what feels natural. You call your mom, or maybe she calls you as if she could sense something was off. And before you know it, she's giving her opinion. I don't know why you married her. He's just like his daddy. You don't deserve that. Now pause. You're sitting there. Part of you wants to defend your spouse, but another part of you likes feeling justified. You stay quiet. You let her talk. You even nod a little. Maybe you say something like, "Yeah, you're right." And just like that, you've allowed an outsider into your covenant. Family is not the enemy, but family can become a weapon if you're not careful. Marriage isn't just about love, it's about loyalty and emotional loyalty. You don't have to cut people off to protect your spouse, but you do have to reorder the room. Genesis 2:24 says, "A man shall leave his father and mother and be united to his wife, and they will become one flesh." Let's be clear. Leaving doesn't always mean distance. Sometimes it means shifting the emotional center of gravity. Today's culture normalizes meddling mothers, slick talking siblings, and best friends who get honest about your spouse, and we let it slide. Why? Because it feels easier to keep the peace out there, even if it costs us peace in our own home. But if you don't gently but firmly correct it, dishonor becomes a third voice in your marriage. Let's be real. Most of us don't let our family in to cause harm. We do it because we feel hurt, misunderstood, or overwhelmed. But when you open that door to venting about your spouse to someone who doesn't love them like you do, or worse, who already dislikes them, you're creating a team without a spouse on it. And that is dangerous territory. So, what do you do? How do you draw the line without dishonoring your family? Let's talk real strategies. First, create clarity before conflict. Don't wait for a blow up early in your marriage or today. If it hasn't happened yet, talk to your family and say, "We want to honor this marriage, and that means we'll be keeping certain things just between us." Two, speak up in the moment when someone disrespects your spouse. Even if they're just venting, you can say, "Hey, I understand you're frustrated, but I don't talk about my spouse like that. That's my husband. I need you to be respectful when you talk about him." This isn't about snapping, it's about setting the tone. Three, switch your outlet. Your spouse should be your main person. And when things get too hard to process alone, seek godly counsel or mentorship, not someone who's emotionally biased. Let's ground this again in the word. Proverbs 15:1 says, "A gentle answer turns away wrath, but a harsh word stirs up anger." So, yes, you can gently set boundaries without being combative. Ephesians 4:3 reminds us, "Make every effort to keep unity of the Spirit through the bond of peace." And that means unity between you and your spouse must be protected even when it feels uncomfortable with others. Now, let me show you what happens when this is ignored. You keep letting your mom criticize your wife. You keep going to your dad about your husband. You never draw the line. Eventually, your spouse no longer feels like the priority. They feel like the outsider. And that sense of disconnection that can grow into resentment, even rebellion. This isn't about control, it's about covenant. I've seen it ruin marriages. I've counseled individuals who loved each other deeply but had too many outside voices weighing in. And the hard truth is this: you cannot build intimacy on divided loyalty. You cannot build unity while entertaining dishonor. If this hit home, whether you're the one who vents or the one who stays silent, now is the time to reset. Start with a conversation like, "I've realized I need to be more intentional about protecting our marriage. Some of the ways I've handled family conversations haven't honored you, and I want to change that." Then have a plan. Agree on what's private. Agree on how to respond when someone crosses the line. Reaffirm that your marriage is your top human priority. There's a full chapter on this in the Etiquette of Marriage. We walk through real-life family scenarios, word-for-word examples of how to set boundaries, scripts you can use with parents and in-laws, ways to reconnect when outside voices have already done damage. This book isn't just advice, it's a roadmap back to respect. Because when you protect your marriage, you protect your peace.